Welcome, I'm Dr. Neill Stevenson and I'm here with my colleague James Reeder. We are the directors of Key Business Dynamics and we're here today to talk about high performance teams.
We've got a lot of experience in this area, probably about 25 years working together in the area. One of the things that we've had a chance to watch probably hundreds of groups between us. And in that time, I've had an opportunity to see them typically doing some form or another of task. And in the early phases of doing tasks together, we've been reminded of the importance of a key quote that comes from Peter Drucker, which is the only things that happen naturally in teams are friction, confusion, and underperformance. The rest requires leadership. And just in relation to that, we found that there are probably 5 key areas around what teams need to do in order to stop that friction, confusion, and underperformance. And we're going to take you through some of those.
Indeed, that's such an appropriate quote. And one of the first things that a team needs in order to be high performing is a clear sense of direction. The team itself needs to know exactly what its end result should be. And that end result must also be aligned with the organization's strategy.
Exactly. And what we've noticed is that without the sense of direction, and we often will give some form of a task to get a baseline of a team before they have a more formalized sense of direction, that their energy goes all over the place. It's dispersed, it becomes conflictual, each person often pulls in a different direction. And so that direction is critical. And then that alignment as the second phase of the sense of direction becomes critical.
The individual members of the team may have different ideas about what the direction is. So if there's no consensus and no clarity about the overall direction and they're not all in agreement about that, each one thinks that they're doing their best, but they're pulling in different directions. They're not aligned to a common direction that is the purpose of the team.
And that's where a lot of the friction and the confusion takes place.
Yep.
The next thing, and it's often linked to the underperformance, is a sense of role clarity. People often assume what they think are appropriate roles. Often, again, because these roles are not coordinated, different roles start to clash with each other, or otherwise other roles are just literally not, other important roles are not taken up.
And that includes knowing how their role engages and interacts with each other person's role.
Which now becomes a critical phase around a thing called communication, and some form of reflection needs to set in. So as people start to think about what's going on, which is a reflection process, they need to start coordinating those roles and each other's energies in order for the good of the team.
And part of coordination requires some form of measurement. You need to have some sort of standards that are required, and you have to have some way of saying whether or not you're reaching those standards and achieving the goals that you set out for.
And often a team that is unmeasured will think it's doing rather well and be quite comfortable with whatever it's been doing. What's interesting is if you simply just do a simple process of a simple measurement to get a baseline, the teams suddenly start to perform way, way better than what they could possibly have imagined. So they've now got a kind of a baseline to go against, and it brings a sense of, the competition or challenge to the team, and they often are amazed by how much they can improve in a very short period of time against that base measurement.
That's great. There are a number of other questions that one might want to ask around teams, and we'll introduce that in the next segment.
Teams are formed by individuals with different skills.
An optimized team will offer tremendous resources that can positively benefit your business.
Our expertise with teams enables teams to deliver exceptional results.
A well-known proverb says, there is a greater wisdom and capacity in a group than in individuals.
When working with teams, it's useful to ask some key questions.
What is your team's strength?
Do your staff work consistently in teams as well as alone?
Do you think any of your staff could feel isolated in their work?
Do your staff have basic skills in managing differences and conflicts?
Do you actively place staff into roles which maximize their strengths?
Does your team have effective people skills to work effectively together?
Are your team members equipped with the project skills necessary to effectively accomplish tasks?
So what are the benefits of team strength?
People who are in roles that use their strengths are much more productive than those who are not.
Staff working in teams or functional groups achieve more if they have learned to work effectively together.
The team will benefit when the staff find the right balance between working together and working alone.
Groups complaining of isolation or siloing is a symptom of unintegrated teams.
Appropriate joint team forums ensure cross-team alignment.
People who have a toolkit of both people and task skills will be much more effective when working with others.
When people work together, there will inevitably be differences in needs, perspectives, and approaches.
Basic conflict handling skills transform problems into solutions.
These are the team development skills that we cover.
A team toolkit,
Team dynamics,
strength maximization,
conflict transformation. For more information, contact us at www.keybusinessdynamics.co.za or send us an email at info@keybusinessdynamics.co.za.